Welcome to Fictionary. I'm your host, Deitra, and I am so excited for this inaugural episode of my new podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, Fictionary is a place for readers and writers alike to sit back for a few moments and listen to an original story or two or three, maybe four, but probably not. As a writer and as a person who works full-time, I have often found it difficult to dedicate the hours needed for me to complete a finished work. And by a complete work, I mean a novel, guys. That's every writer's dream, to write the next great book, next great novel that everyone reads. I haven't done this, and mostly it's due to a complete lack of discipline on my behalf. And with this depressing ass thought in mind, I decided that I needed to challenge myself by entering some writing contest. And since I'm a really competitive person, and if there's a deadline, I tend to strive to meet that deadline, as opposed to if it's on my own time, I will procrastinate until, I don't know, the cows come home. That's a saying, right? I won't get it done. But if there is a deadline, I will work my butt off until I meet that deadline, because the competitive person in me won't let me not finish it. So I thought contests would be a good way to motivate myself. So currently I'm participating in a contest, and it requires me to submit 100-word stories within 24 hours. And they'll give me a genre, they'll give me a word, and they'll give me an action. And then using only 100 words, I tell a story. I don't know why, but for some reason, I fell in love with this. Just the challenge of writing a story in 100 words really spoke to my soul. And I got really excited about it, and I decided that this would be something I'd actually really like to do. See, I've always liked writing short stories and poems, but I always felt like I needed to write an actual novel. Like, I needed to have pages in order to qualify as a writer. But this 100-word contest really inspired me to start my own challenge and to really challenge myself as a writer and to think outside of the box of what it means to be a writer. So I started this 100 words for 100 days challenge on a Facebook group my sister and I host. It's called Writer's World, and it's really awesome. Again, the name of the group is Writer's World. It's a open group, so everyone is welcome. And there were two ideas behind starting Writer's World. First was that we wanted to create a safe space for every writer to be able to come and to share their writing, to get encouragement, to get tips, to have a community of like-minded people and that are motivational. In doing these contests, one thing that I learned as a woman of color, that my perspective is not a perspective that everyone is receptive to. And when you look at some of these panels of these groups, most of the people are white. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but I do find that sometimes my perspective is one that they're not ready for. For example, there was a category, they had the genre of political satire, which I thought was a stupid idea anyway for a writing contest. Like, I get it, political satire is a genre of writing, but I don't think in a contest format, it's the best choice. Just because we all have different political beliefs, and I don't trust a judge not to lean towards their own beliefs when judging. And I did experience that. I wrote a short story that I think was challenging for some of the readers, and based on the commentary I got, I can say absolutely I think that they did not like what I had to say, and I think that did impact my ratings in the contest. Not to be like, well, they just didn't like what I had to say, so that's why I didn't win, but it's more just an acknowledgement of it, because it's a view that I didn't always have, but I definitely have had my eyes open to. So that was one of the reasons why we decided to start Writer's World, to create a safe space for every writer. Doesn't matter what your race is, doesn't matter the color of your skin, your nationality, it doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is, it doesn't matter what your gender identity is. This is a safe place for you, so we invite you to come join us, check it out. But anyway, I want to go ahead and get right into our stories for today. I'm going to be sharing 3 100-word stories. I'm going to give you the genre, I'm going to give you the word, I'm going to give you the character, and then or an action, and then the title before I read. So I decided to make it a little more complicated for myself by adding character as a possibility, just because action felt kind of easy, so I thought it would be fun to throw in trying to involve a specific character into a story. So it'll only be 3 of those things, but we'll see when we get to the story. So hopefully you guys enjoy. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of tea, and prepare to listen. Our first story is called Spring Cleaning. The genre is suspense, the action is taking out the trash, and the word is plush. A muffled groan cascades around me, drowning out my frantic thoughts. I need to finish this now. I pause in my efforts and kick viciously, feeling my foot sink satisfactorily into a plush form. Silence reigns again. I grunt in frustration as I resume my back-breaking labor, dragging the black lilac-scented bag to the trash chute. Only 2 more doors to pass, and I would be there. Need a hand? Looks heavy. Nope, I've got it. Just doing some spring cleaning. Next time, make that husband of yours help. I kick the bag again. Doubtful, I say, shrugging. Okay, so that one was a little bit creepy. I'm pretty sure her husband was in that bag, so he's not going to be helping out anytime soon. We're going to go ahead and get into our next story. Hope you guys are ready. Dun, dun, dun. Our next story, the title is Meet Cute. The genre is ghost story. The action is taking a vacation. And the word is lips. Eyes stare at me across the bar. I am seen. I move intentionally closer to him of the curious eyes and sensuous lips. As I approach, he stands and nods in the direction of the patio. I fall into step behind him. This isn't me. This is vacation me. Vacation me follows strange and sexy men without a word. She says nothing but wraps herself around him as soon as we are in the shadows. She loses herself in his kiss and touch. She feels alive again. He cries out in fear, eyes gone wild. I am alone again, waiting. Okay, so she was a little spooky too. I didn't intend for all of the stories to have a creepy vibe, but I guess that's what we're doing. Our third and final story for today, the title is Follow the Rules. The genre is post-apocalyptic. The action is charging a phone, and the word is chef. Maria, Sebastian, and Ayana, clear the dining hall. Make sure there are no stragglers. Domenico, go with them and check that the exits are blocked. Yes, chef. A young, gather anything that can be used as a weapon. Place them in the walk-in freezer. Don't leave the door open. Yes, chef. Myra, keep watching the phones. We need at least 2 with a full charge before the laptop dies. Yes, chef. We're going to survive. We just have to be smart. We've all seen enough zombie movies to know the rules, right? Yes, chef. So we all know the rules, right, of surviving the zombie apocalypse. What's it? Double tap, cardio, always aim for the head. Make sure that if you see a gun or a weapon lying on the ground, collect that and keep it with you. For me, I'm not so much with the cardio, so I just need to find a good place to hide. Sounds like these characters have found themselves a nice place to hide in someone's restaurant kitchen, and they have a pretty badass chef leading the way. So, I wouldn't be upset with being with them. Also, they're chefs, so you'd probably get some really good food. I don't know, just a thought. But that is the end of Fictionary. We'll be back with our next episode. I'm going to try to pick some stories that are a little less creepy or dark. Not that these were like super creepy or anything like that, but something maybe a little bit lighthearted. We'll see if we can get you laughing, or at least not freaked out. So I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, keep reading, people.